Hello, teachers, and welcome to CS First with Google Education Coding for Teachers. Ready to teach computer science curriculum for elementary school teachers. My name is Juana Molina, and I will be using CS First with Google Education to do a friendly introduction to computer science and coding. I am going to hold the presentation here to give you a second to copy the bit.ly where you can have access to this presentation and a slideshow and all the live links that you're going to need for all the resources for this presentation. Okay, so welcome. We'll get started. So in the Getting Started with CS First workshop, we will cover 7 topics. Number 1, what is computer science? Number 2, learn about CS First with Google Education. 3, learn about Scratch, the block-based programming. Some of you may be familiar with it. If not, that's okay. Number 4, we're going to review CS First curriculum, the themes and topics that they cover. Number 5, we are going to really dive in and test drive CS First from the student perspective. Number 6, we are going to explore CS First as a teacher with all the resources available. And finally, we are going to dig into creating hopefully a class to get you started and launch coding for your students. Now, because we may have another webinar or another training to complete, I do want to give you a time-saving tip for CS First. If you do access the bit.ly and go straight to the presentation, you can go ahead and start with 5, 6, and 7, the point where test driving CS First, explore CS First teacher resources, and create a CS First class. For this presentation, I will cover all 7 points. However, there is a lot of information on 5, 6, 7 that it's very helpful that I will be sharing with you on this video to help you navigate some of the glitches that I experienced. But if you want to get going and explore on your own, please feel free to do so. Okay, with that time-saving tip out of the way, I will get started really quick. So, what is computer science? How computer science can help our students. So computer science develops our students' computational and critical thinking skills and show them how to create, not just simply consume or be consumers of the technology, but computer science is a tool that helps students tell a story, create, make something happen. It's truly a discipline that emphasizes persistence, persevering in problem-solving abilities. It's a set skill, really, that enables students to develop a debugging mindset or growth mindset, per se, to tackle and solve the real-world problems. What it is not is learning to type, using word processor, spelling, computer pair, or playing video games. It's really creating. So computer science allows students to tell their favorite stories in creative ways. Computer science also helps students design and build their own video games. Computer science also helps students create art projects. For example, a unicorn dance party. Learn about CS First with Google Education. What is CS First with Google Education? It is a free and easy to use curriculum that introduces students to computer science. So it says grade 4 to 8. I currently have third grade students also, and they are doing great. So it really depends on the students and the skill set that they have. There is no coding experience or computer science experience required. It is free and available online. It's being used by thousands of teachers in over 75 countries, and it does come in so many different languages. CS First is a ready to teach, ready to use Curriculum, it provides everything that you can need with computer science for a classroom for free for students and teachers. No computer science experience for students or teachers is necessary. It is a very flexible curriculum that can be used across multiple disciplines and subjects, a variety of learning environments. It provides teachers and students with instructional videos, step by step lesson plans, solution sets, passport stickers, and much more. For students, it does have the step by step instructional videos where they can get to follow and create their assignments. It teaches the fundamentals of computer science concepts as it allows them to code using Scratch. It develops that growth mindset that we were talking about and how to tackle their real world problems like problem solving, practice teamwork, sharing, develops the high interest on topics and activities that they may be interested on. And the best thing is that they can learn at their own pace and at their own level. So for teachers, it is very friendly and easy to use. It introduces and facilitates all the activities that it it offers one-on-one support as needed. Teachers can assist students by the different tutorials. They can facilitate the questioning for the coding. Teachers have access to the answer sheets for coding to facilitate discussions, sharing, and reflection. It develops confidence for teachers as introducing computer science concepts and coding. So all the instructional materials are free and ready to be used by students and teachers. All the lesson plans, solution sheets, sample projects, badges, certificates, everything is available for teachers. CS First is a curriculum that was developed by teachers and with the computer science professionals in the teaching community. It was created by a group of professionals in Google teaching in South Carolina back in 2015. And Scratch was designed by MIT. It is supported by the Computer Science Teacher Association and ISTE. So it tells you it's very teacher driven and friendly to use. So let's talk a little bit about Scratch. I know that many teachers are familiar with Scratch. They probably have already used it or seen it. And the question would be like, why? Why are we using Scratch to support this curriculum? Well, Scratch is free and it can be used in many different devices, not just an iPad. It was designed by and developed by MIT. It is a beginner's tool to code, and as the students learn to use the different blocks and commands to carry out the code, the commands. We are going to review the CS First curriculum and everything that we can do as teachers with that. So this is a sample of activities. The activities that can help your students get started. There is 5 different activities that are designed for beginners and that can be completed in less than an hour. Some activities teach introductory computer science concepts and build the basic Scratch skills with coding. I attach in the presentation one of my third grade student social studies projects that she used with Scratch. It's one of many of the projects that they are doing, but it just gives you an idea of what the kids can do. These are the sample activities and how they are presented to students. These are the different themes. The interest-based themes are very interactive and fun for students. There are 9 different themes on computer science knowledge that allow students to be creative and to pursue their own unique interest. So we have the game design, the art, the storytelling, friends, music, fashion, and sports. Within every theme, we have various different topics that can be explored, and you can assign to your class depending on their interest or level. Each theme include the lessons of step-by-step content, video content. They can be from 1 to 10 hours. They can spread the projects from like days, weeks until they are done. There are some activities that range from beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels. Some of them have like 8 or 4 activities and lessons, and it can vary in the time of completion. So when you click in one of the themes and you decide to assign a topic, this is an example of one topic that you could choose, and this would be like under the ELA topics. This is called storytelling, and you have the time that this may take for students to complete, how is being used, what standards and curriculum is being covered, and what materials. So the time for the activity, the standards and use, and the materials needed. So for this particular activity, is telling you that you can use around 10 hours of content, and it can be completed over several days and weeks. It is used to introduce core computer science concepts and a variety of ELA topics. And the materials needed are the instructional step-by-step videos, the interactive lesson plans, the solution sheets, passport, badges, posters, and much more. So some of the topics that are covered into the themes are not only computer science-based encoding, but they can cover across a multiple curriculum instructional subjects within the CS First themes. The curriculum was based on built onto these ideals. CS First teaches core computer science concepts and much more, but the first ideals that they want students to learn and to be aware of is that while they access and go through the curriculum, we are going to be thinking about the ideals of courage to try new things, the confidence in using the different technologies, perseverance when facing difficult challenges, the impact on the community and careers, and the sense of belonging in tech for those underrepresented students. So here's when we get to the agenda point 5, test drive the CS first. What that means is that here, teachers, we are going to put ourselves in the student's shoe and try the curriculum as a student first. So one of the best ways to learn CS first is to experience the curriculum the way that your student will. So in this section, we will explore CS first class as a student. So if you have gone to the bit.ly and you go to this page, you will access the CIFR sign up, and you are going to be asked to go into an activity called animate a name, and then you're going to reflect on the learning. So these are the steps that you're going to take. When you go to CS First, you're going to come to this page with this sign in button right here. So for this section, you are going to sign in and you are going to register yourself as a student. Here, this part is very important. When you register as a student, you are going to be giving the teacher demo class code for FH9R. You're going to place that code here. And when you press next, it will automatically provide you with a username and a password. Now that username and that password is very important for us teachers to keep it and save it. And it will be the same for our students. It's very important to tell our students also to say that for the username and the password that they are giving when you supply the class code for them to get started. And once you access the account, you log in with the new username and the new password, you're going to be directed to the activity. It's going to look like that, and it's going to have a button where it's going to start. Now, when you start, it's going to ask you to go to a Scratch. So it's going to have a tutorial video like this. And you're going to watch the instructional video, which will direct you to open the starting project. And the starting project, it will be opening with Scratch. This is where you are going to be pausing the video, going back and forth, creating the code. However, when you first open the project, you need to sign in to Scratch with the username and password that they just gave you. Your students will be doing the exact same thing. And it is important to sign in before you start coding, because it is then when you are going to save the work and you're going to be able to return and continue working later. So this was a big glitch and learning curve for me as a teacher, because I missed this part and my students were having trouble saving their work. So remind the students to sign in, to start working, and to save their work for the first time with this remix button. Now, after they press the remix button, this save now button will appear. Anytime the student makes any change to their code, they have to keep on saving their work. And they have to be signed in into their account using the CS First username and password that was provided. If they leave and come back the next day or the next week, all their projects will be saved in this folder. And if they do follow the step-by-step tutorials, it's going to teach them how to title their projects and find them. So it is crucial to remind the students to pause the video and create their projects as you go. So when you go through this process yourself, you will then be asked to complete a survey, a reflection piece of your experience from the student perspective. You're going to be answering some questions about your experience using CS First, how you shared your logo, how you made it public so that other people can enjoy and give you feedback on your work. So then after that, once you go through the student experience and you go through all those steps, you can start diving into the teacher resources. There are instructional online video lessons for teachers. There are lesson plans with the solution sheets for all the activities, the grade level, and the activities needed. The CS First kits with the curriculum, professional development, and much more. You can also get a certificate as Creative Coder. Now, the teacher resource dashboard is going to look like this, very similar to a Google Classroom page. It's going to be like the central hub for you to view your profile, your current classes, the class codes, your student rosters, and to track the students' progress. Here are, when you click in one of the classes, like let's say you have 3 classes and one of them is English, and you click on the English class, you can take a closer look to the assignments and the student progress. So when you click on the student progress, you can see the solution sheets, the lesson plans attached to the guides, and you can also monitor each student's progress with which activities they have completed, which videos they have watched, which step-by-step lessons they have followed, and you can see also the answers to their survey. So if teachers need more support, and there is a huge elementary school teacher community ready to help. There is a troubleshooting videos and access for teachers to further their learning. Then you're going to be guided to repeat your experience when you first signed in and added yourself to a class as a teacher, as a student teacher. But now it's time for you to create your own class. So you're going to be asked to create your own class with your student roster. You're going to be asked to go to CS First Sign Up, explore the curriculum, reflect. You're going to be able to view the different themes and the topics, the grade level, the curriculum, and decide which one you want to assign to your students. So you're going to repeat the steps. You're going to create your student account by going to the website. But here, when you first sign in, you're going to sign in as a teacher. And I highly recommend for you to use your Google Teacher account, because it can pair very easily with your Google Classroom. If you are using a Google Classroom, you can assign the activities directly to your Google Classroom. So it says it's not required, but I would highly recommend for you to use your Teacher Google account. So when you create your class, you're going to see the similar dashboard as the ones that you have for your Google Classroom. These blue are the activities that you have assigned. This right here is your roster of students. And then once you create your class and you assign and are ready to launch it to your students, you're going to have a reflection piece, just a few questions, and also more resources to be able to help and guide your students. So everything that you need is in one place. All the tutorials are available if you want to learn more as a first teacher. The levels of expertise for students is also available. So you can make different groups and have your students who are beginning, students who are intermediate, and students who are advanced. So I would encourage you to go and explore. And as I said, if time is an issue, you can go ahead and go and create your teacher class. So I'm going to stop here and invite you to go and explore. And if you have any questions about any of the topics covered in this presentation, remember that Mary and I are available for the live session for assistance or any further questions that you may have about elementary school coding, computer science with no experience for teachers. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see some of you at the Q&A live session in Zoom right now. Bye.